Hello everyone, this is Benoit, and operating the camera is Back 99, if you want to give it a wave. And as a retro gamer, one of my biggest dreams is to basically just come into a big building full of retro games. So we're here at Gateshead International Stadium, and as you can see, there is a shitload of retro games behind us. As you can see, there's a lot of hustle and bustle, but it's expected to get a lot busier. As you can see, we've got Rave Racer, we've got Indy 500. If you want to pan round, John, and get some of the stalls in as well. Fucking excellent camera work there, man. So yeah, welcome to NARG. Okay, this is Benoit here, and I'm speaking with Phil Murphy, yes, from NARG. Can you give us a little insight into what's actually going on here then?
Well, it's the first retro gaming event of its kind in the North East. Other events like this are held around the country, but there's never ever been anything in the North East. Got a massive retro following, so
absolutely, yeah.
The North East needs this type of event. So I've done it myself over the last 6-7 months.
You're certainly doing a great service to retro gamers, you know, especially north of the border as well. But as I say, we're from Glasgow, and we managed to come down here.
Scottish, as well, yeah.
We've absolutely skinned ourselves money-wise to make it down here, so but, we wouldn't miss it for the world. So, so can you give us an insight into highlights that you've got, or any machines that you think would be worthwhile checking out?
Yes, for the first time in the UK, we've got the MATRIX PINBALL machine.
5 minute countdown, thank you.
5 minutes.
We've got the MATRIX PINBALL, which has come all the way from Holland. It's the first time it's been in the UK, so very lucky to have that.
Yeah.
The guys have been great.
It's the first thing we heard when we came in the building.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It sounds fantastic. You get goosebumps playing it. We have Mad Planet. Unfortunately, there's a problem with her at the minute. We're trying to fix it.
Fingers crossed, yeah.
We've got the Tron Legacy pinball machine. It's a limited edition, there's only 400 in. That's the first time that's been at an event.
That actually looks brand new as well.
It does, it looks fantastic. The chrome finish, it's brilliant.
A lot of the machines look in absolutely brilliant condition as well.
Yeah, well, all these machines are from private collections, because you just don't see these in arcades anymore.
So they're actually well looked after, yeah.
Yeah, we've got the Wizard of Oz pinball machine as well. Again, that was just released at the beginning of May.
That's crazy, yeah. I noticed there's a lot of kind of trading stalls as well.
Yes, we've got a great variety, from retro consoles to brand new games. We've got retro-themed jewellery, and then of course there's the retro suites as well.
Retro suites, yeah. Well, I think that will do for now. I don't want to take up too much of the time.
Brilliant.
But thanks for the interview, and I'll see you around.
Yeah,
thank you. I'm back 99 here. We're about to play. No, I'm going.
Play Game Speed 2.
Aye.
You going to, yeah?
Of course. This is Street Fighter, bitch.
Talk to that.
I know, I'm talking to the camera. Japan. I don't know the buttons.
I don't have buttons.
I don't know the controls now. Oh yeah, Dick. Why are you wearing white? I'm confused. Stop throwing me. Fuck off.
Throw you all one.
Oh. I can't do the move, man.
Oh, you're bad.
Yeah!
The bellies have been abused like fuck, didn't they?
It still works though, so you can't even do what you're doing. Oh! How did you block that? Shit, man. Come on. Oh yeah. Go go. Oh.
Hey.
This is it, the decider. This is the decider. Oh yeah, right. Fuck off. Oh no, you're not getting this one, man. You're not getting this one. Yes.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
No.
It's actually harder to play in this, I
It
believe.
is. No.
Oh, you bastard.
Oh, no! Yes! Oh! Well played, man. Good game.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is Benoit and myself at NERG.
We're now, it's now just left 12 o'clock. We're at a halfway point.
And this is absolutely fantastic. Like, there's nothing else like it that we've ever witnessed. I mean, check how many crowds are here.
This is officially our first convention. We're going up in the YouTube world, man.
I know, we're
We're
going to try
going
and make this popular. So, what we've got behind us is Indy 500. We're going to go and have a wee go. We've already had a shot at Matrix, which you'll see in previous videos. A couple of pinball machines. We've played the Street Fighter tournament,
we bought
which is awesome.
Oh,
Everyone bought an absolute shitload of games.
you bought a fucking Mega Drive, you crazy
I
bitch.
have a Mega Drive now. Watch out for Mega Drive.
Then he bought like a fucking big box of Mega Drive games. That amazing ones, Lion King. We'll show you those later. But
Aye, there'll be a full coverage of that anyway later on.
so just thought we'd give you a halfway point update. This has been Matt and Bank 99 signing out. We're away to play games. Hi there, this is Benoit and I'm here with someone who wishes to remain anonymous. Can you tell us your name?
It's Mr. Games You Loved.
Mr. Games You Loved.
Part of many Mr. Games You Loved that exist in the world.
So you've managed to make your way here. Can you give us a little insight into what Games You Loved is and what the purpose is?
The Games You Loved was an idea that's been rolling for probably about 12 years properly. It wasn't quite ready because the internet wasn't quite ready.
Right.
But the idea is to kind of bring all gamers together to talk about all things retro.
Yeah.
And I think it's an ever-growing community.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's not necessarily about what, we're all gamers, what we love. We do love games, all sorts of stuff from arcades that are here today, through to consoles, handhelds, but also beyond that, things like board games, role-playing games.
Yeah, definitely.
So the whole thing about we wanted to investigate games and what it meant to people, because it means a lot to us, and start conversations with gamers on the internet.
Right.
Now the internet 12 years ago was a different place. Obviously with Facebook, with Twitter, with YouTube, it now means that everybody can get close to everybody, talk about something they have in common. So Games You Love is kind of a space where we can all talk about the thing we love. Exactly, talk about the thing that we hold passionate. And you've got all different kinds of gamers. You've got fair weather gamers who might just put it on maybe once a year at Christmas, through to hardcore collectors. And that's the idea, we're not exclusive to one or the other. And it's a bit like collections. There's guys out there with, massive collections, literally, arcade machines wall to wall. But we want everybody to be proud of their collections. It's part of your childhood, it's part of your growing up. So we encourage that on the site. Also encourage reviews. We want people to come on, tell us their story of why they played Virtua Fighter or Daytona or Mario. Because everybody's got a different take on it.
Everyone's got a different
reason.
reason.
We had a guy who told us about why Mario Brothers 3 was important to him, because he was holed up in hospital with nothing to do. So they had a little Mario set up, and that kept him going, In
fact, when I was in hospital once on my 7th birthday, I had to get my tonsils taken out, but they wheeled out an NES with Mario 1.
Right.
2 weeks in the hospital just sitting playing Mario 1 on NES, the original one.
Whereas other guys have probably got it for Christmas, and it's a different thing, but at the same time, it's just, you love that game, and you always go back to it. You might leave a game for 20 years sometimes, and that's the cool thing about retro, but you can, with traders, with eBay with the right price, and go into car boot sales, find the games. It's a little bit of a treasure hunt, you know.
Yeah, definitely.
When you find that game, you know, you get the packaging.
Yeah.
You can't get that with a download.
No, definitely
that same
not.
feeling. It's that unwrapping of the present. You know, we basically, you know, we are older guys. We are like kids.
Exactly.
Because that's what this is about.
These are toys.
It's like leaving all that outside and doing this because, you know, some people might say, oh, you know, why don't you go out and do something more interesting? Like what? Tell me what's more interesting than playing games, talking to gamers, collecting, reading about games, making movies, making music, making films. It's the whole creative process, you know. Plus you meet some really great guys. It's a good community. I think it's an ever-growing community, to be honest. And I think everybody can be different. You know, we're out there. We want everybody to share their individual view. We don't exclude anybody. And the important thing is that you have a voice on games you love. If you're a gamer, you can say what you want.
I liked how you mentioned there as well regarding it's not just video games, like all games, like board games. John, who's behind the camera at the moment, we always have a religiously play foosball table.
Okay.
That we always have to do that at the end of the night, and it becomes an epic game. It's who wants to be the best. Do you think that's what we're trying to prove today then, because these are the games that we played when we were kids? Do you think we're still trying to prove that these are still relevant?
I think so. I mean, it's like, you know, the simplest games, from Tetris to Space Invaders to football to penny football to ice hockey in the arcade. You know, marbles. They are simple games that you can just two mates, a group here, just chuck together and play. And I think that, you know, because we're all time poor now, the internet's taken over our lives. We just want to fire up a game really quickly sometimes.
Just switch it on and go.
You know what we don't do, just because we're retro, not new gen. You know, that's got, if new gen doesn't exist, we probably won't exist either. So two kind of go hand in hand. And you've got new games companies, you know, Funstock developing retro, but also they represent new gen. But our heart is probably with retro, if we're honest. And that's kind of because we've grown up with it, and we haven't necessarily, the guys at games you love, I would say, have not just got into retro, we just kept going with it. But maybe turned on the tap a bit harder. Because once you start talking to people, you learn about new things. You know, somebody mentions a console you haven't played before, or you ask a question like, you know, what was the last arcade game you played? And somebody pulls up Rolling Thunder or Road Blasters or Star Wars, and you go, you know what, I'm going to look that up, or I'm going to go get it, or I'm going to find an arcade if you can, or come somewhere like this and play it.
Where I'm from in Glasgow, anyone from Glasgow will know there's hardly any arcades around where we stay. He actually spotted someone dragging a Street Fighter 2 cabinet up a road near our house, and we've got no idea where it is.
Really?
So our job is to hunt for the Street Fighter 2 cabinet.
Amazing.
We don't know, we just seen them lifting it and it disappeared after that. Someone is hiding a Street Fighter 2 cabinet.
We're going to find that.
Yeah, we're going to find it, On that note then, I think we'll end the interview, so any words of wisdom for anyone?
Words of wisdom, what's your day been like, and what do you want to get out of it here at this event?
Just to enjoy playing games that I used to love.
Do you think you'll come back and do other things like this?
Definitely, this is the first official convention I've been at.
World Tour, Pinball World Tour.
Pinball World Tour, It starts here.
Okay.
No worries, well, thanks a lot, Chris.
Thank you.
Everybody check out gamesyouLove.com. This is Benoit here with Gerard. So we have the MATRIX Pinball machine. Can you tell us a little about the machine?
About the machine, it's a reteam of another pinball machine about the Johnny Mnemonic. I always thought the Johnny Mnemonic was the prequel of the movie The Matrix.
Definitely,
same actor and same shitload of things that were
total mindfuck.
So I got the idea to reteam Johnny Mnemonic 7-8 years ago.
Okay.
But it wasn't doable then.
Right.
And for now there is on the market. 3 years ago, someone created a piece of hardware.
Okay.
And you can program your own pinball machine.
I have to say, I mean, it looks like it's come straight out of an arcade.
That was the idea. We put the how do you say? The idea was to let people be confused about, hey, is that the one from the Williams factory? I think it worked. But friend of mine who's also here. We combined. He said, "I do the software, and you take care of the hardware."
Yeah.
So we did it. Eventually, we about 11 guys worked on this machine.
Okay.
It took for now 2,700 hours to build it.
How much did it cost to build?
Shitload.
We'll keep it at that. Yeah.
Unfortunately, no one can be told what the Matrix is. You have to see it for yourself. Is a computer-generated dream in order to change human beings into this.
Are you touring with this around Europe then? Or?
Touring, we were asked by Phil to come over here, and he was very enthusiastic.
Yeah.
So we said yes, but we have shown it in Holland and in Belgium.
Yeah.
In October we're going to America, to Chicago with it.
All right.
In Holland, everybody in Holland knows we were doing it. Belgium also, but for instance, the Johnny Mnemonics was designed by George Gomez.
Yeah.
And last year I went to the expo and I got some pictures with me and everything. Right. And he signed my translate.
Oh, it's actually signed.
Yeah, George Gomez, and he says, "I love what you did with my game. I love what you did with the Johnny Mnemonic to."
No worries. Well, thanks for the quick interview. We'll do it justice and we'll give it a shot as well.
Yeah.
Thank you. Graphics are amazing. I'm a frog and I'm picking up flies, man. Well, it is now Thursday, after the weekend that I spent at NRG, and I've basically pretty much finished editing the video at this point. The only thing that I haven't done is record an outro just to finish the, I would say finish the video off, but to finish the experience off. This is basically me finally sitting down. It's been enough time, I can look back, and my thoughts are that it was one of the best experiences I've had in my life. It was awesome to meet Phil. He's got such an amazing passion and enthusiasm for retro games that we all probably will share and most gamers will relate to. His enthusiasm shown onto the whole event in general, and he managed to bring so many good quality machines. He's called in a lot of favours apparently, and he managed to convince a lot of people purely because of his enthusiasm to bring their personal collections. I mean, most of the arcade machines are from personal collections. People have them in their house and run them and look after them, and he's managed to talk to them and to bring them into this event. Thank you very much, Phil. It was a pleasure to meet you. Thanks very much for the interview as well, Phil. Check out the website at nerg.com. Anyway, yeah, also meeting the guys from Games You Loved, Chris and Graham. It was an absolute thrill to meet yous. It was a hilarious time. The banter was awesome. Getting to play Graham Rave Racer, was an amazing experience. Check out those guys' website as well, and their Facebook and their Twitter. If you have a passion for gaming, check the website out. share your opinion, just like I'm doing just now. While I'm on the topic of being at the event, mainly the stalls, I did manage to pick up a few things for myself. First of all, whilst I'm talking about the games you love, guys, as well, we organised a trade. I had 3 old Spectrum ZX cassette tapes, and they when I showed them it, I shared it with them at the time. They asked, possibly jokingly but possibly serious as well, they asked if I fancied doing a swap, and I was like, yeah, I fancy doing a swap. So we finally arranged, we met up down there, and I swapped them the 3 Spectrum games for Rocky on the GameCube, as well as SSX Tricky on the GameCube. And I don't know if you can see the shelf, but they fit in just nicely up next to my GameCube games, so I've got a nice little GameCube collection going on right now. And Snake's dead! Look at the state, Emily doesn't know what he's doing. What happened? Also, I picked up that, I seen it right away and I was like, I need to get that because I got a Dreamcast back recently, and one of my all-time favourite Dreamcast games that I must own is Sonic Adventure. I also picked up a fun little wrestling game, WWF Royal Rumble. Same as SmackDown but an arcade version. Daytona USA on the Sega Saturn, one of my all-time favourite racing games. An unboxed but with manual Alien Trilogy on the Sega Saturn. Ferrari 355 Challenge on the Dreamcast. Also one that I forgot to bring out because it's actually in the SNES right now. Stunt Race FX, one of the first kind of 3D racing games back in those days, uses the FX chip. And an American Sega Mega Drive controller. Those 3 items for a £5.
Also, I picked up Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition on the Sega Mega Drive for £8. The reason I forgot to mention that is because John's got it, the thieving bastard.
But the creme de la creme, the pièce de résistance, I managed to pick up this baby. Sega Master System for £5. Get it up here. Sonic the Hedgehog on the Master System for £1, and Pro Wrestling for £1. It was the only 2 Master System games they had. Don't look at this video for its professionalism, look at it as me trying to share the experience of what that weekend was, and I thought that was one of the most epic weekends of my life. So thank you to anyone that's watching this. Please like, comment and subscribe. As I say, positive and negative comments welcome. Constructive criticism, please. Not that that's going to make any difference, but yeah, thank you to Chris and Graham again from Games You Loved. Thank you to Phil, and thank you to everyone that attended NARG. You were part of the atmosphere. You might have thought you were only one person or a group of 3 or 4, but yous were one of the many that made that event what it was. So I'm going to transfer this file onto the computer now and slot it in at the end and start rendering the video and uploading it. Not that you really need to know this, but here's a mushroom.